This is Scott Geitler. I'm the owner of Bluewater Photo, Bluewater Travel, and the Underwater Photography Guide. Thank you for joining us, and today I'm going to talk about the Aquatica underwater housing for the Nikon D850 camera. As I'm sure you know, the Nikon D850 camera is a literal powerhouse for underwater photography and video. 45 megapixel, amazing focus, incredible lens selection. You really can't go wrong using the D850, but you probably know that. Let's talk about the Aquatica housing. You have several aluminum housings to choose from, and the Aquatica housing is known for quite a few different features, one of which is its depth rating. Aquatica has always been a favorite for technical divers, and you have a choice of a 90 meter, 300 foot housing, or for free, for no additional cost, they will upgrade the controls and the springs so your housing works down to 130 meters, which is 425 feet, which is incredible. So if you need to do deep diving, you definitely should be looking closely at the Aquatica housing. Let me take you through a number of other things about this housing that I like. First of all, what's included in the housing. You have your ways to fire your strobes. If you're using strobes, you can either get 2 fiber optic ports, you can get 2 Nikonis bulkheads for sync cords, or you can get an Icolite bulkhead for firing Icolite strobes. So you have a lot of options there. There's also 2 additional bulkheads if you want to attach an HDMI monitor, or if you want to have a remote control, remote trigger. If you want to use the vacuum check system, you have 2 controls for that. By the way, this house is amazingly priced. It's the best priced aluminum housing that I know of at $28.95 US is a current retail. Really great value for a very high quality housing. If you're familiar with any of their older housings, they've made a lot of great improvements. This is actually 12% lighter than their D800 and D810 housings. They've kept the size amazingly small. Even though the D850 is a larger camera than the D500, they've kept the housing to the same size as a D500 housing. So it's a very small, light housing, and I can easily hold this housing with very little effort with one hand. Speaking of holding the housing, these handles are extremely sturdy and comfortable. And when I mean comfortable, I mean you will not want to let go of these handles. They fit the housing perfectly. The ergonomics of the controls are exceptional, 10 out of 10. Pretty much every major control you would want, they put at your fingertips, and you don't need to reach far. So whether you have large or small hands, you will very easily be able to use the controls of this housing. You have the shutter, you have exposure compensation, record video, ISO, AF on, aperture, shutter dials, all literally without moving your hand or your fingers at all. So it's extremely ergonomic. The machining of this housing is amazing. Aquatica takes a lot of pride in their machine shop. I'd say after years and years of use, the Aquatica will hold up one of the best of any housing manufacturers. And the housing itself, when you latch it on, it's extremely sturdy. You know that housing is very solid. The camera tray on this housing is really well made. When you take this out, the camera tray goes in on 2 steel pins, and it goes in very securely. It attaches to the camera very securely on this little threaded screw, and you can control the function button, the lens release, and the AF on off button, all from the camera tray, which is really nice, which means that you can like change your lenses and change batteries and do a lot of things without having to really like take everything out and rearrange the whole housing. There's other housings where these controls sort of get in the way of everything. So this is a really smart design on Aquatica's from Aquatica on their camera tray and their controls. So it slides in very precisely and By the way, Aquatica has implemented on other new housings what's called self-aligning controls. So these controls are spring-loaded. You don't have to pull this in and pull this out and adjust this and align this to get, you know, it's very, very simple to put your camera in the housing and to align the controls. So now that I've got this housing back on, all you do is you put the back on, very easy to put it on. You snap the latches shut, and this is very securely tight. The Aquatica housing comes with an optional vacuum pump system. The sensor is built into the housing, that's included, but the bulkhead and the pump are extra and are highly recommended for the peace of mind for your system, that you can create a vacuum and know that your housing most likely will not leak during your dive. So going back to this housing, the vacuum system's optional. They have a excellent 45 and 180 degree viewfinders, which are optional, and they promote an easy on-off viewfinder system, so you don't need any special tools. It's very easy to put the viewfinder on and off, which makes it great for travel because you don't have to travel with your viewfinder on the housing. This housing also has several /20 holes. It has one on the top, 4 on the handles, and 3 underneath. So you can literally attach a myriad of lights, GoPros, arms, tripods, whatever you need to do to use this housing to the fullest. The ports are not included, but Aquatica has a wide range of ports ranging from 4-inch dome ports and 9-inch dome ports to macro ports, flip adapters, so pretty much any lens that you want to use. Overall, I really like it. Great housing, great for normal conditions, great for extreme conditions, long lasting. If you have any questions about ports, about lens selection, you want to come with us and you know, try out the housing, get your hands on it, let us know. Contact us, sales@bluewaterphotostore.com, and thank you very much for watching our Aquatica D850 video.